Let's see if I can understand what you're saying. Is that sometimes there's suffering in some people's lives, and somehow for some people it doesn't seem like there's suffering. So that's right, yeah?
No, sometimes some people just coast with suffering as if
their faith is easier than
than
others. Okay, their relationship. Yeah, look, each person relates to God differently. As I said, some people are heart people, some people are mind people. Okay, so I have my relationship with God and everything seems fine. But like, take Mother Teresa. You'd think that her relationship with God was smooth sailing, but it wasn't. She never ever felt God. I was Paul Murray, who was Mother Teresa's spiritual director, was in my parish last week, and I spent 2 days with him. He was the spiritual director of Mother Teresa. And he was telling me that Mother Teresa, was telling us as priests, as a group of priests, he said, listen, Mother Teresa used to do all these amazing things and see God work and see all of that. And she went up to the spiritual director and says, listen, I'm seeing God doing all of this, but I feel so empty inside. I feel so far away from God, and I don't even know if God exists. That's Mother Teresa saying that. She didn't even know. She trusted God, she went forward, but on the outside it looks smooth sailing. Now someone who is in love with God and it doesn't necessarily mean that it is smooth sailing. But some people somehow, what I believe, and very often, is that there's a proverb that says, serve God while you are young. In other words, what it's saying, when you are young, when you are able to pray, pray. When you are able to have this relationship with God, have this relationship. Because there's going to be a time when you don't feel that relationship. And I go through times where I feel close to God, and sometimes I feel so distant I just want to give up. But somehow I'm surviving off the nutrition I got when I was at my good time. Now, I cannot judge what a person's relationship is with God. You know, sometimes through suffering, through difficult situations, it's very hard for people to have a relationship with God. But maybe it's relating differently. It doesn't mean that they're any closer or any further away. But maybe the way they are relating with God is not as obvious than the other person. Maybe it's just through suffering. They don't feel anything in God. I give you my suffering. Jesus didn't feel much upon the cross, but you know what I mean? He felt it wasn't a smooth sailing relationship. But there's no greater intimacy with God than in and through suffering, offering our suffering to God. These are all very difficult theological questions, sort of thing.